Saints win, Saints win. Let's go. Who that? Week 5. We got the win against the Giants. New Orleans 26, the Giants 14. And look, we finally got the monkey off our back. Let's go to the big screen, man. We got the monkey off our back. We finally saw what we needed to see. We seen a team that came together as a whole, and we got the victory. So I'm going to just talk about some of the things that we got to do to go forward. You know, there's a lot of chatter going on as far as what's going on with the Saints. It's a lot of chatter going on with where do we go with Spencer Rattler. There's even people right now that are questioning whether or not Kellen Moore is that guy. And right now we see it. You know, we see what we have here. Okay, so I'm going to go over some of the stats right now. We had some great stats. Looking over some of the things right now of how we were able to take this game and kind of do some and to win the game. You know, the Giants went up 7-3 in the first quarter. They went up 14-6 in the fourth quarter, 14-3 really. Then we outscored them 13 points in the half to go into the halftime up 16-14. That was the first time we've had the lead going into the halftime. And at that moment, most Saints fans, we were kind of excited. We were kind of like nervous and excited because we knew that for some reason we received the ball. And us receiving the ball in the first quarter, we were kind of wondering, like, why would we do that, you know? Like, we knew that we were a second-half team, so I would rather us give them the ball first and then get the ball back in the the second half. But we didn't, so we gave them ball in the second half, and we still proceeded to win that game. And that was a game that you can really appreciate. You know, our defense came through with 5 turnovers. Kool-Aid McKinstry, who, man, look, a lot of people's not saying this, but I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people are not saying this. Let's just be honest. Like, Kool-Aid kind of started that game off a little slow, you know. He was not dominant as it came. Like, he ended up being Defensive Player of the Week for the NFC, but he started slow, man. He was getting toasted. He was out of position. We were that bend don't break with Staley's defense. We were breaking, you know, but he ended up ending the game with two interceptions, which kind of like it was needed, you know. And we played pretty well, so I'm not really upset, and I want to just put a cause to pause in what's going on with the team. Let's say, okay, let's just put it into perspective right here. We played the Giants. You know, the Giants beat the Chargers, which gave them a confidence that we were the team that they were going to come in and dominate. If you look through all of the YouTubers, if you're on X and you see all the Giants accounts and Giant fans, they expected to come into New Orleans and just dominate. So them going up 14-3 was what they expected. But shout out to Brandon Staley, shout out to Kellen Moore, who kept the team together where we held on and we didn't allow them to run away with it. You know, and that's a sign of a team that still bought into the process. Because if you're 0-4, you know, it's easy to kind of give up and it's easy to kind of throw in the towel and say, okay, maybe this is not for us. But everyone's still fighting. They're still behind Spencer, who has media for some reason. Even today, they're still asking about his job, man. And that's just another thing we're going to talk about. But, you know, we played very well. You can't really get too disgusted about what's going on. You can't really, you can't doubt this team right now. This team has battled 5 weeks. There's only been one game that kind of got away, and it only got away is because our special teams played lax. You know, we didn't play normal Darren Rizzi special teams where we're out there hitting you in the nose, fighting on. You know, our kicker's not even kicking properly now. So those are things that we had to nip in the bud. But okay, so that's where we are right now. You know, we're 1-4. Welcoming the Patriots to New Orleans. Now, what are we going to do with that? You know, Drake May's looking like the best quarterback of the 2024 draft. You know, Caleb Williams went first, Jaden Daniels went 2, and Drake May went 3. And right now, Drake May looks like the guy. Even though Jaden Daniels had a great year last year, this year he's been injured and he hasn't looked the same. Caleb Williams seems to, a lot of people is not giving him the props he deserves. Excuse me. But Caleb Williams actually looks pretty good this year. He looks pretty good. They have an offensive genius at coach, so you kind of expect it to come along. So it's coming along well. It's coming along well. So you're watching Caleb Williams, and he's looking okay. As far as Spencer Rattler against the Giants, he was 20 for 30 for 225 yards, 100 passer rating, one touchdown, no interceptions, no turnovers. So right now, after 5 games, Spencer Rattler had 6 touchdowns, one interception. And I know a lot of people are talking about the might have beens, the could have beens, and what should have beens, but those did not happen. We only can deal with the numbers that we have right now in front of us. And Spencer Rattler looks like he's developing. And that's what we want. We want, as far as production, when you have a young quarterback who's 24, 25 years old, within his second year, 11th start in his career, 5 this year. We want him to be developing consistently where he's adding victories on top of victories. That's not necessarily just W's in a win column, but that's also good games. You want to stack good games. And as long as he's stacking good games, he can keep those that are waiting for the Nick Underhill prophecy to come to pass, which it hasn't. That it didn't come to pass, okay? And when I reference the Nick Underhill prophecy, I'm talking about at the beginning of the year, Nick Underhill and a lot of the local guys were saying that Spencer Rattler will probably get 4 games until coaches are ready to put Tyler Shuck in and allow him to get the easier side of the schedule, which would be the Giants, Patriots, and Bears, which is the side that we're in right now. They thought that that would be like as if the coaches was just going to sabotage Spencer Rattler and feed him to the wolves and then allow Tyler Shuck to come in and just kind of save the day with a lighter schedule. But I don't think that's it. And I've said this on another video that I made. I'm going to say it on this video here. I think that Spencer Rattler is Kellen Moore's guy. And I know a lot of media, a lot of pundits, commentary, social media guys think that Tyler Shuck is Spencer Rattler's guy because he was drafted in the second round. But I don't think that was necessarily Kellen Moore's pick, per se. I don't think that was his pick. I think that pick was kind of there, just in case pick. I think the Dart pick was Kellen Moore's pick, and I think he thought he could get Dart, and I think once Dart was not available, that made there's like a panic in the war room, and I don't think they saw a guy that was worth a 40-year pick that was probably worth it for them, which we see now that Will Johnson is probably worth it. And I don't think they saw the talent that Will Johnson is, and I don't think they saw the need for Will Johnson at that time because they know they were going to have to develop Kool-Aid, they were going to have to develop Debo, not a Debo, Alante Taylor. So I think that they didn't see the need for Will Johnson, so they just went with Shuck, which at the time, no one was excited about it, but we was like, okay, we're going to trust the process. And it was during training camp that we realized that he's not, we were expecting him to come in and just be that much better than Spencer, and he really wasn't. In actuality, Spencer was just better than him as far as arm talent. I know like we have a lot of commentators that they convinced themselves that he's a better arm. He's not a better arm than Spencer Rattler. He's not. He's a bigger body and he looks the part. And I've been saying that since training camp. He's 6'5", he's 215, 225 pounds. He walks in the room with a statuesque and he looks like the leader of a football team. But he's just not he doesn't have the moxie of a Spencer Rattler. He doesn't have the swagger. He doesn't have the talent of Spencer Rattler. And I think that's why I'm saying this. And I want you guys to take this from me. I think Kellen Moore's guy is Spencer Rattler. And that's why even when the reporters are asking questions and they're asking him about Tyler Shuck, it's almost like you can see that Kellen Moore is almost frustrated with that. Like, he has this, here you guys go again. Spencer's our guy. Why are you disrespecting him? It's almost like he's bringing that off. That's his demeanor. So I'm excited about what we did with the Giants. That's just one win, and we got to move forward now. I've been watching the interviews. Spencer Rattler seems like he's taking that leadership mantle. He doesn't wear the C on his jersey, but you can see that he's walking in that confidence again, where the players are willing to rally behind him. And that's the confidence. You see, even now, the receivers who at the beginning of the year were dropping balls, they're still dropping balls, but now they're attacking passes. Because that's what you want from your veteran receiving core, running backs and tight ends. You want them to, I got to sell out for my young guy to give him confidence that I'm going to go get that pass. When it's behind me, below me, or too high, I'm going to go get it for you guys. But fix it next time, but I'm going to go get it this time. So we got the Patriots coming in Sunday, and they moved our slot, man. That could have been a great game, a great primetime game, but they took us off primetime. They said we weren't worthy, so now it's coming on at 12 o'clock, and I will be streaming the game on TikTok Live, No Sports at TikTok Live. So if you find me, come holler at me. But here, the game plan, what are we going to do? Drake May's a bad boy. Don't get me wrong. See, I told you guys last week that I think Jackson Dart was overrated. I think he's more of a runner than a thrower. And also, without his best receiver, it would be hard for him to, beat us with his arm. And at the start of the game, he was destroying us with those tight ends. So, but he doesn't have a receiver. So I think he's going to have a Spencer Rattler type, first year type. I think he's going to lose his next 4 or 5 games because he's going to be without Malik Neighbors. And I want to see if he gets the same ridicule as Rattler got for losing his first 6 games without a decent starting receiver. But anyway, we got the Patriots, and Drake May is a different breed, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not being facetious. I'm really telling you that he right now could be a top 10 to 15 guy. And I know his stats has him up there at top 5. He's not top 5 because, Patrick Mahomes is not having the best start of the year. It's gonna level out as the year progresses. But Drake May is that guy. He's not a punk at all. He can throw the ball. He's very accurate. He's mobile. He's big. He has a great arm. He can make all the throws, and he has a great receiving core. And I say receiving core, I'm also talking about tight end because he has Stephon Diggs, who's an all-pro receiver. Don't forget, I know we know him for now. It almost like you hear Stephon Diggs, you think about Cardi B, you think about off the field things, but you got to remember that he's a route monster with hands like sticky glue. He's catching everything. He got Kevon Booty, who LSU, those you know him. He got hands. He can catch. He can run routes. He's good. He's a little slow, but he's gonna catch the ball. Then they got Henry. I forgot the tight end's name. So you got to understand that this Patriots team is very good on offense. They got some good running backs as well. Their line is very decent. Their defensive line is not as good as the Giants' defensive line, but their cornerbacks are very good. They play a lot of cover 3, cover 1, and man defense. So we're going to have to deal with pretty much similar to what we dealt with against the 49ers, where they can guard us man, but they're going to be mostly in the cover 3 zone because they got Christian Gonzalez, who's an all-world cornerback back there who really locks down the side of the field and say, don't come over here. So... And we know Spencer Rattler only has 1 interception all year, but that's a hungry defense back there. So it's going to be tough. The good news for the Saints is that Chase Young was limited at practice today. So hopefully he can get healthy. He can have a full practice at least tomorrow or Friday. And that'll let us know if he's going to play because we definitely going to need to put some pressure on Drake May. We can't allow him to sit back there because if we allow him to sit back there, he's going to dice us up. Those wide receivers are too good, and it's going to be hard to allow. Coverage sacks is not going to be a thing we want. We got to create sacks. So, yeah, and that's kind of what I'm looking at, man. We're looking at a good game. I know they flexed us off for prime time, but it should be a good game. I think it's going to be a good, close game. It's not going to be a 2-score game. It's going to be a last-second game, probably a 6 to 3-point victory for whoever wins that game. I'm not ready to say who I think is going to win yet. I want to see exactly how that injury report looks on Saturday, and I'll make a decision then. But I just want to say, man, I'm so happy for Spencer Rattler and Kellen Moore in their first win. We needed it. The city needed it. The players needed it. The fans needed it. The reporters needed it. Everyone needed to see that we can win. And now we have to get into the mode where we're trusting the process. And I think trusting the process should be a rally cry. I know that Philadelphia 76ers used it, but I think it should be our rallying cry because we know that we're not projected to be a Super Bowl contending team this year, but we want to see our players and our young guys do work. We got Sanker, who looks great back there at safety. He looks like he's going to be a guy. We got Quincy at cornerback, who when you don't hear your cornerback's name being called, that's either because they're not throwing him the ball and he's not getting tossed out there. So we got Kool-Aid, who they are testing, but he's also fighting back. We got Brzee, who may be one of the best deep interior linemen in the league right now. I'm saying that now in his second or third year. Brzee is a monster. He's gonna get a lot of pressures. He hasn't really translated to like getting that sack in yet, but he's getting a lot of pressure. So I believe that with Brzee coming in the interior, with Chase Young and Granderson on the exterior, that's a pretty solid pass rush, man. I think that's what we missing because Granderson's going to get in the backfield, man. I know Cam's been getting back there, but Cam's getting older, so he's not going to get back there every time, but he's going to get back there as well too. Uh, Demario Davis is still doing what Demario Davis is doing, and Pete Werner is like on his last leg, in my opinion. I'm not calling for Stuntsman yet, but I really would like to see a little bit more. I want to see Stuntsman and Pete Werner kind of like go 60-40 on snaps. I think Pete Werner's like, he can't cover. And that's this bag. Pete Werner can't cover, man. He just can't. He's a gang tackler. He's not really, he's just not what we thought when we were getting Pete Werner. I'm very, very happy with Kendra Miller. Alvin Kamara's a little banged up right now, so I think Miller's gonna carry most of the load this weekend, and I'm excited about that because I see him as something that's explosive, and I think we haven't had an explosive backfield since Sproles. Alvin Kamara is not really explosive, even though he has a lot of big plays, but he doesn't have that breakaway speed, and he almost looked like he's cruising when he running. But Kendra Miller can get that ball and go, so I'm looking forward to that. So we're going to see how it goes this weekend, man. I'm excited about this, man. I really am. I was excited about the Giants, and I picked the Giants Monday. Monday morning, I was like, Giants going to get whipped. I'm not all too certain yet. I'm not going to pick against the Saints, I don't think. I'm not too certain to make that call yet because Drake May's really that good. I just knew Dart wasn't. I didn't bite on the Dart apple pie like everyone else. They were so in love with Dart, and he didn't do anything that game. He was just scrambling and making plays with his feet against a bad team, and the Chargers seem to be falling apart. So I think the Patriots is it's gonna be a tough game, and this is gonna be one of those games where we're always in it to the end, and this is gonna be the game where I think Spencer Rattler is gonna have to win it at the end and not just have the ball at the end and just give it up. I think this can be his coming out party. I think I'm gonna go with that narrative until I pick who's gonna win. I think this is gonna be the opportunity where Spencer Rattler can say, "I'm here." National media is catching on. Local media's some of them don't want to wear the white flag, man. They love Tyler Shuck. I appreciate Tyler Shuck as well, but I think they gotta realize that Tyler Shuck, Spencer Rattler's going to fight him off until he can't fight him off anymore. So I think the Patriots game is going to be an opportunity for Spencer to take it, to say I'm here. He's going to get an opportunity to say I'm here in that game. That's one prediction I can do now. Spencer Rattler's going to have an opportunity to say, I'm here. Yeah, I like saying that. I think he's going to have that opportunity to say, I'm here. Okay, yeah. Okay, as far as Spencer Rattler and if and when Tyler Shuck may come in, okay, he has the Patriots this week. I think there's nothing he can do to lose the game this week. He can't lose the job this week at all. Like against the Patriots, it's a tough team, tough opponents. If he stays neutral, he's definitely going to start against the Bears. He has to go. There's nothing he can do. I don't think a 3-interception game will be enough. There's nothing he can do. I think he's gained enough grace the first 5 games that he got for sure Patriots and Bears. He's going to play against the Patriots and Bears. So now we'll have to see if he has a great game against the Patriots. He's bypassing. He's going to the bye week. If he beat the Patriots and it's because of him, you won't hear Tyler Shuck until after the bye week. If he has a mediocre game against the Patriots and lose, you're going to hear about Tyler Shuck before the Bears, but he's still going to start against the Bears. And then Spencer's going to have the opportunity to kind of show it again against the Bears. But I'm dealing with the Patriots now. If Spencer Rattler goes out there and beat the Patriots and it's because of him, let's say like he has the ball with 2 minutes to go, we're down 2, and he go and lead us to a field goal and we win that game, Spencer Rattler bought himself all the way to after the bye week. That's what, week 11. So, yeah, so that's what we're expecting. And that might be my prediction because that sounds like something that can happen. But who's going to kick the field goal? Groupie, what are you doing? I'm not going to talk about Groupie on this video, but what are you doing, Groupie? But yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know I'm excited about what happened against the Giants. I'm even more excited about the future of the Saints. I'm happy about Kellen Moore and the team. I'm happy about Spencer Rattler. I like what I see. I want to see Shaheed get some more explosive passes. We have to score in the red zone. And here, let me address this. This is going to be, I'm going to end this video. Let me address this, okay? We have a lot of people that's talking about the red zone because they don't really have much else to talk about. Yes, we have been poor in the red zone, and that's because you got to understand we've been having opportunities in the red zone, but we've also been running on first down, running on second down. Third down, we get a false start. So we go from first and goal on the 5 till we move back to third and goal from the 17, 15. So now we have to go 15 yards into the end zone where what the defense can do is just put 2 to 3 people in the end zone as a bracket. And now you got to throw the ball underneath and hopefully that the person that catches the ball has to make a miss in order to score. Because that's what they're doing there. They're just trying to keep you out of the end zone. They're in a quarter set keeping you out of the end zone. And so that's some of the issues. Vele's been hurt as well. We know Vele's a big body. You need that big body that can catch those balls, And so I think Kellen Moore said he's working on the red zone this week. So I'm expecting some red zone touchdowns this week because you got to remember, every time we work on something, like if we have a bad game of penalties, that next game we don't have the penalties. We don't have the same frequency of penalties. Now, the game after that, we might get it again. But every time we work on something, you can see it because the team executes. So I believe that if Kellen Moore said, like he said during this press conference, that he's been working on red zone and we're going to be working on red zone, working on getting the ball into the end zone, I think we're going to see some execution with that. So let's look forward to that. And that's kind of how I'm going to close this out, man. This L knows who that.